we've got multiple scandals here. We have Biden's corruption, also the DOJ concealing it to protect him while actually weaponizing. The DOJ is weaponized against his political opponent. And I'm wondering, we learned a lot, the last few days here, but does it seem clear that the Biden White House seems to be kind of in control of all this?
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. And the FBI and the Department of Justice operate at that level more like the secret police in a fascist or a communist or Nazi state. I mean, they don't operate like anything we would recognize as the Department of Justice or the FBI. I mean, you look at the meetings that were going on that get disclosed between the FBI, the White House, the so-called special prosecutor. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden they get leaked and we find out that they're meeting together. That's completely against all regulations of the Justice Department. I happen to know that because I wrote that regulation myself when I worked in the Ford administration. It was a post-Watergate reform to prevent the corruption of the Justice Department, which the Biden administration has accomplished.
You've got Jay Bratt reappearing here, the same guy from Crossfire Hurricane that wreaked havoc on Trump's administration. It feels like it's a very bad. The bad actors are a pretty small group. It seems like sometimes based in D.C. They have their fingers in everything political.
Yeah, but what about Ciamella?
Right.
I mean, Ciamella actually will be a hell of a witness. I mean, Ciamella is actually on record saying that Shokin was doing a very good job and was pursuing Burisma, just as his boss was trying to get him fired for theoretically being corrupt, which was completely untrue, completely false. Ciamella also is suspected of being the lying whistleblower in the impeachment that never should have happened over the Ukraine. And Ciamella also was at a meeting in January of 2016 asking prosecutors from the Ukrainian government to get dirt on Manafort and Trump people.
Fox had this big interview over the weekend with Viktor Shokin, the Ukrainian prosecutor investigating Burisma, who was fired after Joe Biden threatened to withhold $1 billion. The owner says he paid Joe and Hunter $5 million each to get rid of Shokin. Shokin telling Fox the Bidens clearly took a bribe. None of this, though, is really news, right? I mean, you interviewed this man 4 years ago.
Yeah, well, they didn't bother to acknowledge that. I don't know if that's ethical or not, but yeah, in fact, the strange thing is one of the places I revealed it was on Fox, and that would have been 4 years ago with Hannity. Then I gave it to John Solomon, and it wasn't just an interview; it was an audio recording. And then, of course, I'm the only person who has met with Shokin. Then I went with Chanel Rion of OAN TV. Yeah. I went with her 3.5 years ago, interviewed him in person. That video has been available for 3.5 years.
Right.
It's my third podcast. It's had over 1 million views. And Brian Kilmeade never acknowledged my interview. And, of course, only got about 1/3 of the information that Shokin has already disclosed. A lot of important things he left out.
Yeah. And just, I guess, my final question is this alignment, the fact that you've got, how scary is that? The fact that you've got DOJ operators meeting with the White House, in a moment like that, when they're investigating Trump, and they're also basically brushing the same crime for Biden, under the rug, like they're doing with his classified document case.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, the simple fact is we're all going to find out that Biden could have been prosecuted 3 years ago with almost all the evidence we have right now. We probably have a little bit more right now, but more than we need. Right. I mean, there was a very, very strong, maybe 8-10 witness case that was available long before he ran for president. I shouldn't say long before, 3 or 4 months before he announced for president.
Right.
Could have been prosecuted then.
Something else.
Well, definitely would have been convicted.
Absolutely.
And we wouldn't have had this terrible, terrible destruction of American constitutional values. Yeah. Think about it. The people in Ukraine would be alive because there's no way they would have attacked if Trump had been reelected.
Be no invasion. That's hundreds of thousands of people. Mayor, thank you so much for taking the time. As always, we appreciate it. Good to see you.
Great job. Great job.